Hey everyone, Paul here, and I want to show you what it means to be selling stock by first in or last in, and the kind of order of operations of being able to sell your stock, because that can have some tax consequences to it. And I do want to point out though as well that I'm not a tax expert. I'm going to share what I know about this, but before making any tax moves, make sure it fits with your accounts. Make sure that you do your own research, that you validate anything that you hear in this video, because again, I'm sharing just some things from my perspective. But I'm going to be using Schwab. This is where I have the my main portfolio with Charles Schwab. First of all, when we look at the screen and we look at the holdings that we have, if you click into anything here, it'll show you. If we click into our cost basis here, it'll show you what you purchased and when. Okay, and what this can do is it can kind of show us how much we've gained or lost on any different lot of stock purchases here. So, and what I mean is that we look on January 27th, I bought 50 shares of Fox and I've lost $56 on this. But on the flip side, I bought another 50 share block on February 2nd and I've actually gained $89 on that one. So I've got a loss of 56, all the other purchases have made money. Now, if I sold anything, from here, anything that's in the green, I would owe taxes on it. But if I just isolate this block here, I'd be able to sell this. And actually, first of all, I wouldn't have to pay any taxes on it. But by selling it, I would essentially free up $56 of profit somewhere else that I'd be able to sell out of without having to pay tax. Because at the end of the day, or at the end of your tax year, if you made $56 and you're locking that in, but then you're selling something else where you're locking in a $56 loss, you have, on a net basis, not actually generated any profit that you've locked in, that you could still have unrealized gains there. But from that tax standpoint, you would actually owe nothing. So it's a way to potentially access your equity in your portfolio without having to trigger a tax event. Now, let's go over and show you, kind of walk through what it would actually look like from a trading perspective. So I'm going to click into Fox. And we're going to go hit trade. And from this view, I'm going to go ahead and hit like that we're going to sell. Okay. And it gives me a cost-based basis method here. And it's going to say first in, first out. And this is going to be by default. But if I wanted to sell, let's say, 20 shares of stock, I can click into the first in, first out. And what I can do is I can modify it. So it says, okay, do you want to do the first in, first out? That's the account default. Do I want to do it based on high cost? Do I want to do it last in? But what I want to actually do here is use specified lots. So I'm going to click into this, and then it's going to show me the different lots that I can sell. Okay. And again, we've already kind of talked about the fact that on January 27th, I've got this 50 shares here that I have a loss on. So if I wanted to sell 20 shares, I can click into this, okay? And by selling these, that's how I'd be able to access selling the higher shares by the amount that I want to. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit update. And now what this is going to do is it's going to allow me to sell these 20 shares, and it's going to be doing it based on the specified lot. So again, I'm going to be able to free up $610 of equity in this portfolio. This is going to be sold at a loss, even though overall for Fox I'm actually up. I'm going to be able to access this 610 again with no tax event registered from this. And if anything, it's now freed up some funds where I'm able to sell something else, as we discussed. So that's the method about how you'd go about it with Schwab. And by the way, that's really a benefit, to having kind of a bigger name broker that you're working with, or a broker that's been around a little while longer. So Robinhood, there's a lot of nice things about it, a lot of sleek things, but I'm not actually aware of them having anything like this on their app where you can kind of control the lots that you want to sell. So it certainly can be harder from that standpoint with Robinhood. So that's how you do it. Any questions, let me know in the comments below. But as I mentioned though too, like I said, not a tax expert, just wanted to share something from my perspective, something that works for me. And if it can work for you, great. But again, make sure that you're doing your research on it first. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next video.